boo for me. I certainly wouldn't be cheering him when cheering him when he makes a save tonight against the Canucks. And many people are saying they'll do the old Lou when he makes a big save. And that would just drive me nuts. The people have spoken. Okay, so we'll have more on this with Bob Addison throughout the afternoon. Again, Ryan Miller looks to be in goal tonight for Vancouver, who will have Zach Cassian back in, as well as Brad Richardson. It looks like Horvat and Vey might be the odd man out on the forward lines. Game time tonight is at 7 o'clock. Sportsnet today. It's interesting that you mentioned overrated and underrated, Mike, because they released their list of the NHL's most underrated and overrated players, and Luongo is on the underrated list. Okay. Luongo currently 15-7-7. That's according to Sportsnet. Of course, the Mike Smith rules are different, which is fine. But Luongo 15-7-7 this year for Florida, who are just 2 out of a playoff spot right now in the East behind Toronto. They have 3 games in hand on the Leafs, by the way. When Luongo's not in the lineup, though, which has been 8 times through 38 games, the Panthers have just 2 wins and 6 losses. So that's not too bad. Overrated. Tyler Bozak at Toronto is on the top of the list, which will explain why the Leafs are trying to pin Phil Kessel on this, because Phil is bringing down Bozak, I guess. That explains how different things are going here. Bozak, here you go. You have 12 forwards in your hockey team, right? 12 forwards. Okay. Based upon points per hour, not points per game, but points per hour of ice time that you're on there, Bozak, who's the #1 center on Toronto, is 10th among the forwards. 10th out of 12. That doesn't work when you're the top-line guy. How about Dustin Brown of the LA Kings, also on the overrated scale? He has the same offensive output right now as Kyle Clifford, who's their 4th-line guy. And he's under contract for $47 million until 2022. Steve Ott of the St. Louis Blues, that gritty winger who always comes up at the trade deadline. Here's a wonderful stat for you. St. Louis is a team that is plus 25 in goals for and goals against. They scored 25 more goals this season than they've allowed. And he's one of their defensive guys. He's minus 17 this year. Wow. Yeah, not good. And Justin Schultz of Edmonton. Remember Justin Schultz? Everyone wanted to have Justin Schultz as that free agent out of college, and he decided to go to Edmonton instead of going to Vancouver. Right. He can now barely make that team as their 6th defenseman, and is constantly scorched on defense. Maybe he should have been the forward because he's not very good on defense.
Well, I'm glad he didn't come here.
Exactly. And one more for you on the overrated. Thomas Vanek in Minnesota. Remember he went to Montreal last year in a big trade, helped them get to the semifinals against the Rangers there. He has just 7 goals this year after many years of averaging 25 per year. Now, underrated. Very quickly on underrated, Brian Little of the Winnipeg Jets, the de facto #1 center, plays over 20 minutes a night in all situations. Terry Shintz, our news director, will be happy. Sean Couturier of the Philadelphia Flyers is the top of this list, a gritty player who can chip in with goals. And the surprising Mike Ribeiro.